Oh man, so absolute bloodbath in this market. I'm just waking up to huge big red candlesticks on the chart here. You can see this candlestick opening up at 5 a.m. my time, dropping Bitcoin down 2.5%. But the reality here is this is an altcoin bloodbath. Altcoins have nowhere to hide and are now falling to levels lower than 2019 and in some instances 2018. This is a horror show as the reality of the SEC lawsuit starts to bite. In this video, I'm going to break down what is going on, what can we expect, what is my game plan. Plus, we're going to get the latest updates from Brian Armstrong and CZ. If you appreciate these updates, even on a weekend, smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Guys, I can imagine a lot of you will be waking up looking at the remnants of your portfolio and panicking right now. And the reality is, this is one of the most major attacks we've seen on a crypto in a very, very long time. In fact, this is now one of the worst weeks we have had in crypto for a very long time. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin is probably giving you a false sense of security because Bitcoin's sitting here down 3%, still above its weekly EMA ribbon, sitting at 25.6. That's not a surprise to us. We've spoken about Bitcoin pulling back from 31 to 25, but it's not Bitcoin that you want to be worried about. It's the altcoins. If you take a look at the altcoin landscape right now, it's an absolute bloodbath across the lot. And the reason this initially started was due to Robinhood. Yes, Robinhood decided to delist any tokens they held on their platform that has anything to do with the SEC lawsuit. So if you remember, the SEC in their lawsuit listed a handful of altcoins, and we went through those in a detailed deep dive. So if you hold any of those altcoins, I'm going to link that up for you to go watch and read through with me what's going on and what the implications for those altcoins could be. But Robinhood decided to proactively act upon it. They're not asked to, but you can imagine the pressure coming to Robinhood from various different parties to just delist it. You can imagine their compliance officer, their team coming up to them and saying, is it worth it? You have all these stocks, you have all these things going for you. You're not even really a crypto exchange. Just delist these three. They're not even a big deal. It's not like it's, Dogecoin or something like that. That's where most of your trading volume is coming for crypto. Just let go of those three. And they went ahead and they're now the first exchange to officially drop these tokens. So they dropped ADA, Solana, Matic, and each started to tank based on that news. So that initially triggered it. But what that is worrying for people is this starts to remind them of what happened with XRP. When the XRP lawsuit began, you saw exchanges in the US dramatically run to delist it proactively off the exchange. They proactively delisted XRP, and that made it very difficult for the US market to access XRP on centralized exchanges, right? And now people are starting to imagine, what if this happens to all the altcoins with various different exchanges that were listed in the lawsuit? What if the likes of Solana, Matic, ADA, Algorand, Axie Infinity, Sandbox, Decentraland, Chiliz, all of the ones that were listed, what if they start to get delisted from all the exchanges in the US? And this reality is really starting to bite because people are starting to understand this is not just FUD, right? Because we in the crypto space have this weird kind of get out of jail free card where if anybody tells you something you don't like, or if there's a situation where the road is a little bit bumpy ahead, we can't say so. No, if I say so, I'm spreading FUD. No, this is not FUD, guy. This is a bad moment for crypto. This is a challenge which crypto has faced many challenges before. No reason to panic, but it's a bad piece of news, and we need to acknowledge that. Right? This is the worst bit of data we've seen in a long time. It's one of the biggest regulatory attacks we've had in a long time. And US are positioning themselves via the SEC. I do want to, put that caveat out there. Via the SEC, because the SEC is not representative of the whole of the USA. It's definitely not representative of the people, right? And not even representative of the Congress and the House. So we'll keep that there and say, look, they're positioning themselves to try and shut crypto down. Gary Gensler has made that very clear. His wording, his verbiage, his rhetoric has been very, very emotional. It's not been matter of fact. It's not been how a politician should work, right? Which is, I'm going to keep it. I'm trying to protect the consumers, and for that reason, I need to delist these tokens. These are securities. No. He's been emotional. You can see his interviews he's giving. You can see the way he's going after crypto. He feels like he's on a personal vendetta to shut down crypto. Even went as far as to say in his other interviews that we've got fiat currency. We've got the dollar, we've got the yen. We don't need digital currencies. Now, that's not your job to do, Gary. Your job is to find out if things are securities, make sure they're registered with you, and keep a close eye on there to make sure consumers are not burnt. but you're just jumping across, you're overreaching, and you're too emotional, Gary. And that's what's causing this right now. Oh, by the way, guys, we've got an absolute banger of a video uploading later on today. It's a fascinating tale of the Bitcoin's biggest Ponzi scheme, $1.7 billion lost. That's going to be coming out 8 p.m. tonight at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you subscribe with your notification bell on. I'm going to play the trailer right now.
The biggest Bitcoin Ponzi scheme in recent history. This is a story of greed, deceit, betrayal, which will leave you wondering how anybody could fall for such a big scam. $1.7 billion stolen, families and relationships destroyed, lives ruined, and a manhunt for an on-the-run fraudster. This is the story of Mirror Trading International.
So if we jump back here into the charts, you can see absolute pain across the market. Ethereum falling 5%. Now, a lot of people are going to be asked, why is Ethereum falling? Now, of course, Ethereum's not going to be falling as much because, Ethereum has been by the CFTC designated as a commodity, as is Bitcoin. They're the only two. But Gary Gensler has been tight-lipped around Ethereum. Right? Gary Gensler has been very tight-lipped around Ethereum. He's not come out and said that it's a commodity, but he's also not come out and said it's a security neither. But the problems are when you look into the lawsuit, like we did in that video, which I'm going to link up for you guys to go watch. When you look into that, you start to see that there's a few things that Gary's putting out, right? Look at the clues, because it's not just those altcoins listed in the lawsuit. You need to extrapolate all the things he was saying, pre-sale, ICO, right? Using those funds to build the product, do the marketing, do the dev, promotions. Any promotional tweets where you've been talking about the token, right? They even screenshot a tweet from Sandeep from Polygon and said, look, he was talking about the token price reaching all-time high. And that's supposed to be, evidence that it's a security. So this is bad for all altcoins, not even ones that are listed. Right? And the issue with Ethereum is they were also talking about burn mechanisms. Gary Gensler kept pointing out in the lawsuit that there were burn mechanisms in the tokens which he listed as being potential securities. So now does that put Ethereum at risk after the EIP 1559 upgrade as well? So this is causing a lot of mess here, but the main mess is being caused amongst altcoins outside of Bitcoin Ethereum. I pointed this to you guys yesterday. We alerted to this fact, and now this week has seen 13.6% wiped off of the altcoin market cap without Bitcoin Ethereum. 13% wiped off just like that. With obviously the major players being Solana, Matic. I mean, let's take a quick look here at a few different altcoins. Let's start with Phantom. Phantom, horrible, 16.79% down here. And on the week now, down 27% in a week. A 27% fall in a week. That is not fun whatsoever. Even Render falling to the downside despite the Apple excitement. You got Avalanche falling 16% today. Matic with a 19% down day today and a 34% down week. Horrible there for Matic. Solana, which was actually trying to work its way back up and people were starting to get a little bit excited about Solana again. 33% down on the week and 15% down today. It's a bloodbath. It's a horror show because people are saying if the US is shutting off crypto, it's going to have a major impact. And look, you can't help but to agree. Right? I know crypto is not just to do with the US. Of course it is. I wish it was fully not reliant on the US. But the reality is a lot of trading comes from the US. A lot of influence on the crypto market comes from the US. And the US banning crypto will be a major setback. Do I think it's going to be the end of the crypto? No, I don't think it's going to be the end of crypto. I think crypto will get through this. I think it's going to provide us with some opportunities to show our courage, to show our conviction, to show if we actually believe in the space. Because the reality of the situation is when Bitcoin is firing up to 69, when every single person is talking about it, when Elon Musk is buying Twitter, when El Salvador is when Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin on his balance sheet, when El Salvador is using Bitcoin as their legal tender in their country, it's easy to buy crypto. When it's difficult to buy crypto is when Mt. Gox is happening. When it's difficult to buy crypto is when Sam Bankman-Fried is exposed as a fraud and scamming everybody. When it's difficult to buy crypto, it's when USDT is depegging. When it's difficult to buy crypto, it's because Celsius and Voyager have come out as horrible companies. These are the moments that we have to show our conviction. And so if we believe in the mission, yes, we now is going to present us with some horrible opportunities, some red, some pain in the markets. But I've always stood firm that those are the moments when I want to be buying. I want to test my conviction. It's easy to buy in green candles, right? That doesn't take any strength. The Uber driver, the colleagues in the office, people don't care about crypto can buy in green. That's not difficult. That's not conviction. That's not you researching crypto and believing in crypto and the adoption of crypto. No, the conviction comes when the market pulls back. And this could provide us with some powerful opportunities. Now, am I going to be FOMOing in right now? No. I don't want to catch a falling knife. I feel like this could get a little bit worse. I feel like it could get worse. Look at the setups here on all of these altcoins getting rejected by the EMA ribbon and extended from the EMA ribbon. Look at Phantom pushing down from its EMA ribbon. I think this could get much, much worse. So I want to see, where does the dust settle? Do we start to form a reversal formation? And I think we got time to start laddering in some entries. So I do want to wait to see, where does the dust settle on this one. But also, let's go ahead and see what does CZ have to say, because CZ weighed in on this as well. He goes, why is the market going up or down? No one really knows. A lot of people claim to know and can often pin it on a single, often wrong reason. In reality, there are many sellers and buyers in a market. Everyone may have their own reasons. A few examples: Binance converted its holdings to fiat. The fact: Binance converts fiat stable reserves and it fell because we use it to pay salaries or expenses. Our crypto reserves increased in the past weeks, months, and days. Second narrative: 1.3 billion of alts on Robinhood could be. Me, no idea. You probably know more than me. Other narrative: US bans, China, Hong Kong unban. Fear and greed, the two emotions you need to manage in any market. He's right? The reality is, there are reasons specifically of why it's falling. We know why the markets are falling. It's not like, it's just suddenly falling like this. No, crypto was holding a good, strong footing, and we were moving to a potential pause next week at the FOMC meeting. And it's a real shame, probably not a coincidence from the SEC's perspective, that their attack came at this moment. They did a 1-2 punch with Binance and Coinbase, and they did it leading up to potentially seeing an FOMC pause, where traditional markets were managing to rally, but crypto has now been forcefully sent in the other direction. They didn't do it during the bear market, right? They didn't do this last year where this would have been all part of the bear market and we would have flushed it out. No, they're waiting for crypto to kind of come into the end of the ascendancy, trying to move into the bull market, and then they want to hit it with the 1-2 punch combination. But you can't keep crypto down. The genie is out of the bottle, and that's the beauty behind crypto. There's nothing they can do. Now, another theory that's coming out is Scimitar Capital likely behind the altcoin crash. So if we take a look here, the decision to liquidate crypto holdings by a crypto proprietary trading firm is rumored to be the reason behind the widespread drop in altcoin prices on Saturday. While the Bitcoin price is down 4%, the global market is down 5.74%, with over 24% decreases in the last 24 hours on Solana, ADA, and obviously Matic as well, which we covered off. In a fresh development, Scimitar Capital, a crypto trading platform, said it made the strategic decision to liquidate our holdings. The crypto community believe that this is the most likely the reason behind the sudden and widespread drops. Our fund has made the strategic decision to liquidate our crypto holdings and return the capital to our esteemed LPs. We believe this move will provide enhanced stability and opportunities. Meanwhile, a Twitter account named Thicky and Scimitar Capital had liquidated $2 billion worth of altcoins on Friday night, leading to a market-wide sell-off. However, the credentials of the crypto platform are yet to be ascertained in the context of the widespread impact. Interesting theory. The reality is, we know what's going on, right? This is the fear around altcoins being delisted in the US amidst an unfavorable regulatory environment. And speaking of unfavorable regulatory environment, let's switch over to what Brian Armstrong said in his latest update.
How far do you think you're going to have to go here?
Yeah, well, this was not unexpected. We've been in discussion with the SEC for a long, long time. Even going back to before we were a public company, we started sharing with them how we operate our business, how we list assets on the platform, how we think about our staking program. And through a large number of dialogues back and forth, they allowed us to become a public company. We had many discussions with them in the last year when their tone started to change, and they started to come to us with more questions about the business. So we were very forthcoming. We met with them probably 30 times over the last year, and we started to kind of ask them for feedback. And we said, we would like there to be a robust market in the U.S. to trade crypto securities. Of the 1,000+ assets we've reviewed today, we've rejected 90% of them. The ones we trade, we believe, are commodities. What feedback do you have for us? How can we come in and register? How can we work together? And unfortunately, we were met with silence. We really got no feedback in those 30 meetings.
How is a company supposed to operate like this? And this is what proves that this is no longer a technicality. This is no longer the SEC just trying to be technical here. No, they don't like crypto. And that's why everything we're saying here as a crypto community is absolutely right. This is not normal behavior. If you want a company to follow the regulations, when they come and ask for feedback proactively and meet you 30 times in a year, if it was as easy as just come in and register, you would have shown them the path and Coinbase would have delivered the path. And this is why Coinbase is the best hope for this crypto space in the US to win this SEC case. It's Coinbase. Now, obviously, the Binance fight can continue on the one side. I feel like that's a more complicated case. I think the Coinbase case is going to be a far more straightforward case, a clean one with a company that was always wanted to be US regulated, always wanted to follow all the rules, be open to institutional money and public investors. And that's why this is the one that we're going to have to watch closely.
The first meeting where they were scheduled to come and give us feedback, they canceled it a few days before that, and then we got a Wells notice a few days after that. So it's really unfortunate. We work with regulators all over the world, other regulators here in the US. I think I'm a reasonable person to get along with. But unfortunately, the SEC under this chair has taken a regulation by enforcement approach instead of creating a clear rule book in the US that can allow this industry to be built in a safe and trusted way.
When was the last time you personally met with Gary Gensler, and what did you say?
Right. So when he first came in as the chair, I flew out to New York. I reached out to him. Our teams reached out. I tried to make an effort to connect with him in person because that's what I try to do whenever a new regulator kind of comes in. Unfortunately, we were not able to connect at that time. I'm not sure why we couldn't get on his calendar. And we followed up a few times in the year after that. We eventually got a meeting that was virtual. It may have been COVID related or something like that, but we were able to get a virtual meeting. But unfortunately, it was frankly like a pretty icy reception, I would say.
And this is why this case is perfect, guys. Like, this is why it's perfect. Because you got Brian Armstrong here, like I've just said, very forwardcoming, trying to get regulation, has always been very clear. He IPO'd, right? When you IPO, you have nothing to hide. You're saying, I want to comply with everything. There's nowhere to hide when you IPO. Not for your financials, not for your compliance, not for anything. There's nowhere to hide, right? And he's coming out and saying, this is not good. And hopefully now with Brian Armstrong coming out like this, it starts to get other politicians standing up and saying, what's going on here? How can we allow our SEC body to prevent one of the biggest future technologies from being innovated in the US? How? If you look at the biggest companies in the US, it's based on the Web 2 revolution. Look at Silicon Valley. How are they not going to allow that? They really have to think about it. How are they not going to allow it? And they're going to have to make a decision over the next few years.
Came in hat in hand and said, hey, Chair Gensler, you've asked people to come in and register. Respectfully, we're here to register. What would you like us to do? What process would you like us to go through? And his response was, talk to your lawyer. I'm not here to advise you.
So there you have it, guys. As you can see, the SEC had no intention of just getting Coinbase to register. There's something deeper underlying here, which of course we know what is going on with the SEC versus crypto. And now we sit here in a bloodbath of altcoins. I'm personally not going to panic, guys. There's no reason to panic. Fear and greed is sitting at 49. No doubt this will notch down now after this fall here on crypto. But we've been through worse. We have. Now, this doesn't mean this is going to be an easy moment for crypto. No. It doesn't mean suddenly we're going to bounce back up and we're going to have happy days again. No, this is painful. It's going to take a while for crypto to lick its wounds. But one thing we know has always come to the rescue of crypto is that halving. And that crypto halving is baked into the code. That mining difficulty is already at all-time highs. Hodlers continue to hold. And that's what we need to remind ourselves here on the crypto run. Yes, altcoins always take a battering. They've always fallen 90% from all-time highs. But when those bull markets come, that's when they eclipse them. So hopefully you guys have been following all the non-financial advice you guys have been receiving in terms of your portfolio allocations. Hopefully you guys have been diversified in Bitcoin. I see so many people when times are easy, not buying any Bitcoin, not buying any Ethereum. On this channel, you guys know we call it eating your veg. You've got to eat your veg. Before you're allowed to enjoy your dessert, eat your veg. Have some Bitcoin, Ethereum. Those are the anchors of the portfolio. And if you haven't been through tough times like this is going to be a lesson for you that those coins have to form part of your portfolio. These altcoins are like venture capital plays, like investing in little startups. Some will pop off and become really big companies. Others will not and die, right? But you've got to have it spread out, diversified, such that if any one given altcoin suffers, you're okay. That's how you need to play this. And you've got to have your vegetables as well. Hopefully you guys aren't too panicked. If you are, go for a walk, get away from crypto, and just remember, these attacks have come. China's banned it, India's banned it, Hong Kong banned, now US banned. Who cares? Crypto is out of the bottle, the genie is out of the lamp, and it's a matter of time before decentralized immutable money becomes the norm. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you go watch these videos up here, and I'll see you in the next one.